Hello, welcome to Mondays with Mira. And I have a really lovely book. Well, I always have lovely books, but this one's especially lovely. And it's a very lyrical concept book about our connections with nature. And it's very calming, it's very soothing, and it reminds me when my husband and I first fell in love, he would tell me these stories about, how many stars there were in a solar system and how many planets and just all this stuff about the universe that was really cosmic, but with these huge numbers that was somehow incredibly calming. And he'd tell me these when I'd be having trouble sleeping, and they put me right to sleep. And I think this book kind of fulfills the same function of feeling both very connected and yet very small and safe and secure in this huge, unfathomable universe. So I want to read a little bit of the beautiful text to you, and then I want to speak about the illustrations that are also pretty outstanding. So it's called Are Stardust, and it's written by Elin, Kelsey, and it's illustrated by Soyun Kim. And it's kind of got that Asian aesthetic that you see in a lot of contemporary children's book illustrations. So here we go. We start with a half title with this sort of cosmic explosion. And what she's done is she's created these what look like dioramas, and then she zooms in on parts, and they're collage, and I wonder if they also include Photoshop elements. But what's really neat about them is here, like she's got these figures that she's drawn and painted, and then she just cuts them out so you see the outline. So there's no attempt at it being seamless, that these are just characters that are then cut and pasted on. She's got bits that are stitched on and pieces that look three-dimensional, that look like they were crafted out of paper. And so she's doing the layering here, which is a really neat thing. Notice here the use of primary colors, red, yellow, and blue. And that combination always works. It's really hard to go wrong with primary colors. You get into more sort of sophisticated stuff when you start using more of the tertiary colors, or also more of the muted colors. This is pretty vibrant, but it's just wonderful and complex with lots of stuff for kids to find. And here this is clearly watercolor. Backgrounds are watercolor. Then she's using some different kinds of papers for the bottom here. Totally cool. So let me read you some. And it starts off, You are stardust. Every tiny atom in your body came from a star that exploded long before you were born. You started life as a single cell. So did all other creatures on planet Earth. Like fish deep in the ocean, you called salt water home. You swam inside the salty sea of your mother's womb. Salt still flows through your veins, your sweat and your tears. The sea within you is as salty as the ocean. Beautiful, hey? Really beautiful. And then in the next page, she talks about water. The water swirling in your glass once filled the puddles where dinosaurs drank, from ocean to sky to land and back again. The same water has been quenching thirst for millions of years. Wondering what these things are, bits of paper perhaps. And here she's using secondary colors of orange and purple. You learn to speak the same way baby birds learn to sing, by chatting with your parents. Ma, ma, ma. Tweet, tweet, tweet. And so what she does is she goes through this book and she establishes all of these exquisite connections with the earth, with the water, with the different senses. I've got to read this one, and then I don't want to give it all away, and it's hard not to because I'm obviously in love with this book. Your breath is alive with the promise of flowers. Each time you blow a kiss to the world, you spread pollen that might grow to be a new plant. So it's very poetic, very lyrical. It's not rhyming, but it has a rhythm, and it just has this exquisite sense of goodness. You know, it's just a lovely book. You grow at night when your bones are resting, just like the sheep you count to help you sleep. You may sprout even taller in the spring and summer, just like the plants in your garden. And so she's got real dried plants here, different kinds of cut papers. Her figures, the movement is really lovely. Well done. This is definitely photoshopped. And to me, it's less successful than the others because it looks so photoshopped. I much prefer things that don't look photoshopped. But she's also got her hand-drawn characters, and they make up for it. Lots and lots of factual, non-fiction information. So, you know, kids are having this beautiful lyrical experience, but they're learning about the world, the universe, their bodies, how things work, in very gentle ways. Just as forests grow new trees in place of old ones, you grow entirely new skeletons throughout your life. I'm going to read this little bit, and that's it. No more reading for me. You know how it feels to be a good friend, and so do other animals. Bats and sperm whales get their friends to babysit. Elephants remain best buddies for life. You, me, birds, flying through the rainforest. We are all connected. We are all nature. And I'm not going to show you the very last page. You're going to have to run out and buy it and make this author and illustrator happy. So you can find this book at owlkids.com. That's OWL kids.com. And I just want to say thank you, Elin, Kelsey. Thank you, Soyun Kim. And I hope I pronounced your name correctly. That's